Yeah, this is a quick video to show you a new feature goals, which is still work in progress, but it will be a way for platforms to set up goals for members to sign up to and then track their progress. So here I'm signed in as a user to our demo site, and I can see we've got a goal set up on the platform, and I'm going to join this goal. At this point, I can choose to send a message to the individual who's managing the goal, who's going to become my in this case, we're calling it a link worker, but that term can be defined in the CMS based on the goal, and they can choose to make it public or private, the fact that they've joined the goal. So once I've joined the goal, I then have the check-in option. So check-in basically is answering a series of questions to see how I'm getting on. And the idea is that every 2 weeks they'll be prompted to come back in and check in. So you'll be able to keep tabs on how individuals are doing against their goal. Before I answer these example questions, I'm just going to scroll down the page and show you that each goal will have a linked individual who will be responsible for managing and moderating that goal, and they will be the main point of contact for any members who are taking part in that goal. So if someone really needs some additional support, this would be their go-to person, and this go-to person is the person who sets up the goal in the CMS, and that sets the recommended actions for everyone that is following this particular goal. So as a user, I'm coming into my check-in, and I'm just going to go through and going to rate these questions using the 0 to 4 face system. And I can also add an additional note. Once I submit the answers, they will then be visible to myself within the check-in history, so I can see how I've scored against each question and any notes I've added. At the same time, administrators will be able to say the same thing. So very quickly, I'm just going to show you how goals are set up in the CMS. Great, so here we can see some stats around 3 members have joined the goals, 5 check-ins altogether, the average total score, and we've got 1 alert. So 1 alert shows that this person has scored a very low score, so that's suggesting that this person might need someone to reach out to them and see how they're doing and maybe suggest some further action. Yeah, so basically I've clicked through now, I can see this individual, their last check-in date was the 17th, they've scored 0 out of 16, and they've added a note. So I can delve in a little bit deeper, I can see exactly how they scored against each and their personal note. I can add my own note, or may just wish to get in touch with them directly by visiting the profile or just by getting in touch with their email. Just coming back to the goals and the setup, just very quickly say this is how it's set up in the CMS. So each goal has a title, description, a URL and an image. This is the link worker wording. So each goal, the main contact person, the person managing the goal, you can define the wording. So in this case we chose link worker, but it could be loneliness champion, it could be community worker, a social worker, whatever terminology sort of best fits the situation. You can also set a alert number and a low score message. So when someone has filled it in and they've scored very poorly, there's a message that will pop up on screen. So if there's a number or something that they could call straight away to get support, then that can appear. And then obviously the main point of the goals is the questions and the tracking. So you can set a number of goal questions for them to answer, and you can change the order of these questions. And finally, the recommended actions, which is basically a series of custom links that you can add. In this case, as mentioned before, we've added a link to a particular team on the platform and a link to the activity stream to view requests from others. So that's goals. We'll tell you a bit more about this in the future, but thanks for now.